Overboard, and you're watching First, Last, Best, and Worst of Transit.
You're watching the worst.
The worst.
I have a really bad thing I want to say before I forget.
Well, she's in charge, so don't
Is that
jump.
cool?
Take it away.
Yeah.
Am I taking it away? Is it like that? I feel like I'm alright. When I was like 20, I had my own place in Philadelphia and Transit was on tour.
Oh, God, I remember
And
this.
I had them all stay over my house, and while
we played the Kyber.
and while the show was going down, my house got robbed, and only like a few of my things got taken, and all the touring guys' stuff was gone.
And then a big
Let's start at the lowest.
That's the lowest.
That's the worst, I guess.
And you
It
guys,
wasn't my fault. like
you
a
guys
house got
already-
broken into.
You guys already knew each other for years.
Yeah,
before that.
Known them for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, we'd known each other for
Their
a while.
band Front Page met Transit like when
2007.
2007, yeah, I guess.
That's
I'd say one of the best. I had Tim and Daniel at my wedding.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's one of the best memories I have with them.
They're like some of our best friends.
And going to see
Yeah.
and going to Niagara Falls.
They're the first people we ever left the country with as a band. And one of the coolest things about us in Transit is that we went to England with them for the first time, in Europe,
Oh yeah.
right? Anywhere else?
No, that was the first time.
But that was we had never, besides Canada,
and
we
our
had never
first
done
US
anything.
tour. That was Man Overboard. It was the one of yours in Transit.
Yeah, we shared a van with them. Years ago, we shared a van with Transit.
I did a split with them.
Did a split.
Yeah, I recorded it in my small ass shed. In the dead of summer, it was so hot. I remember like Lacey like laying on the ground, trying to track his leads and all that stuff. That was fun. I'm trying to think of worst times.
The first time we met him, the reason that we met him was because Front Page was supposed to do a tour, and Tim's old band before Transit was going to book a show for us. Then we ended up canceling it, and then he started Transit, and he IM'd me and was like, "Yeah, here's my new band. It's called Transit."
I remember you shouting it to me. It's just this kid. Justin's like, it's this kid from MySpace, and he said he wants to. His band will play a show with our band, and they're from Boston. Listen, it was that like.
His screen name was Brand Noodle.
And it was that
God.
awesome,
That's too good.
Oh, Bowline or something. Is that what that song's called?
Something like that, yeah.
I think that's what it's called. And we always like, whoa.
When we met them, Daniel, the drummer, who's now like 20 or so, was like 13.
Yeah.
I think I remember one of the
And
worst.
he still looked 40 then.
One of the
Yeah.
worst times. One of the worst times with Transit I had was with Lacey was still in the band. And we were in like San Antonio, Texas. Do you remember this? And
No, I thought you were gonna say something
we were
else.
wrestling. We were wrestling around the venue.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
And we both like gripped onto each other. Like he was pushing me and I was pushing him. And then I pushed him like a little harder. And then he like pushed me a little harder. I'm like, okay, dog. And we both like gripped onto each other and like looked at each other and like threw each other into their van at the same time. And our heads went through the big glass window in the van and shattered it. I had like gashes in my head. I was gushing blood.
Yeah, they both walked over to our van all bloody, and I remember him being like, "Man, Lacey just threw each other through a window."
I remember Tim sitting there being like,
You guys were
"Yeah,
covered
real
in
cool."
blood.
Got covered in blood. Yeah, it was terrible. That was we were on tour with Senses Fail, and Buddy was like, "You guys are so stupid.
Yeah.
That's wrong wrestling. Why you gotta do that? We bring it on tour, Jake Trigger.
You guys like drink too much Jameson." What's our Buddy impression? We can do that. Best to worst Buddy impression.
Yeah, seriously.
We don't
Make
have any
that-
bad
make
buddy
that-
memories, no.
No.
Can you do like
That's
a
all
great
time.
buddy memory in
A great
buddy
buddy
impression?
They're all great. Yeah, a great buddy. We know them really well now, our buddy really well now. When we didn't, our first tour with them ever, he wished me a happy birthday from the stage, and I could do that in impression because that made me really happy. That was my 23rd birthday, and he was like, "Yeah, someone very special's birthday night. Give it up for Jack from Man Overboard."
That was
And
it.
everybody clapped, and he's like, "This song's for him." And then he played some Senses Fail song that earlier. I was like, "Ooh, you guys gotta play this. That would rule." And then they did on my birthday, my 23rd birthday in England. It's a wonderful feeling, man.
Buddy was like,
We don't have any bad buddy
No.
stories.
No.
He's kind of just the man. Not that Transit's not the man, but the men. But
The
The
moon.
men.
Buddy was always like an older bro figure to us. A great thing with us in Transit, and it's like not really one specific memory, But all the times when we were younger that we used to get like one room at Motel 6 and cram like 12 dudes in there in sleeping bags and stuff, and no one on the tour made any money at all. You know, you're on tour with 17 kids and everyone's losing money every single day. And we would just have these like campouts where 2 people would go into the hotel and buy the room. Then everyone else would sneak in other doors.
It's just the 2 of us.
There's 3 vans.
There's 3 vans, but there's 2 17-year-olds driving them.
Yeah, it's all.
That green van sucked. Actually, a bad story Transit was involved in. We played Modern Exchange, first time we ever went to Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
And it was us, Wonder Years, Transit, and Fireworks. And we didn't know Fireworks yet. We just knew like we knew Soupy knew them, and we got wasted. Me and you got so drunk. We were so drunk to the point. This is how drunk we were. A local band played.
Fireworks.
A local band played.
Oh my
God!
God!
Oh man!
They took
my.
the mics and sang "Wake the Dead."
Oh.
Like true nerds, like true scene nerds.
That's the nerdiest thing anyone knows about us. Man.
But then I got.
There is a new nerdiest thing that anyone knows about our band.
That's
oh,
it.
God, it was terrible.
That's
dude.
it.
That's
It was
worse than
terrible.
magic cards or anything.
But then it got worse.
If you're listening.
But then it got worse, and my guitar ended up getting stolen that night.
Yeah.
And I didn't know Fireworks, and I was blaming them, and I almost beat up them. I was
Yeah.
almost fighting their band.
And then
I remember them be like, "We didn't take your guitar, man." And I was like, "Let me search your trailer. Open your trailer." Remember that? It
Yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah. And then we got
God.
a flat tire as soon as we got on the highway and it started snowing out. And we sat there for like 2 hours waiting for AAA to come.
Oh my
Oh,
God! And
God.
Tams puked when we were waiting for AAA.
Yeah.
Oh God, what a terrible story.
Um,
Talk about a
First time
Hey,
in
something
Michigan.
crazy.
First time ever there.
I think that we were with Transit when I met my girlfriend.
You were.
Transit
Yeah.
and Balance and Composure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty important to me at least. And a great memory.
Cue the music. They were. It was-
Yeah, we were with Transit. That was a magical night.
Yeah.
Troy.
Nice, yeah.
Probably 40 people at the show.
Mhm.
Us, Balance and Composure, Transit. Transit covered American Nightmare, and our friend Denny Palandro sang it. Broke his ankle singing it. It was another pretty geeky moment. We were all like, yeah, bro. Let's all sing it along, bro.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of AN?
Have you ever heard of American Nightmare, dude? So yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
When we talk about Transit, embarrassing
Joe.
stuff comes up.
Joe actually filled in for Transit before he was in Man Overboard.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was after I filled in with you guys.
Yeah. Joe filled in with us, then Transit was like, oh, fill in for us. And then he did it. And then we were like, no, join us. Don't fill in for anyone anymore. And then he was like, okay.
That's the way pretty much it. It was a cool tour that we did with them. It was that Hostage Calm aficionado tour, their headliner. It was cool.
He said Hostage Count Aficionado Tour, if you couldn't hear him.
Yeah, that one. But it was a cool tour. Like brutal snow during that tour, but it was cool. They played the Heart Attack record release show. They played the holiday show a couple years.
We've had amazing
That was
shows.
something else.
We've had amazing shows with Transit on all different levels, like awesome house shows,
We played Sound and Fury together.
sound of, like hardcore festivals.
That was awesome.
What was
Yeah.
your best house show with them?
Probably
What about the apartment in Brooklyn or whatever? I was like, you played
oh,
like-
that was a really good one. I was
First
thinking
show
of the one
ever.
where, wasn't there one in California, a house show?
Yeah,
I was in Transit where kids were like getting passed from like one room to the other.
Oh, yeah.
Crowd surfing and
We
stuff.
played at our friend Felicia's house.
Yeah, it was Felicia's house.
In LA, and yeah, there was people like crowd surfing like.
Yeah, like, we
windows
were
and,
playing
through
in the kitchen.
and stuff.
And people would be crowd surfing, and you'd see them go by. They're going down the hallway now in like another room.
Yeah, that was cool. First night of tour was in Brooklyn. We played an apartment in Brooklyn with them. I don't even know whose place that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was us, that was the one
You
you
weren't
were
even- were you in
that was
the band?
2008. Yeah.
And then Jim drove my car home and totaled it. And I got home from tour. It was like totaled sitting in his driveway. I'm like,
I
what
remember
happened to
that.
my car? He's like, I don't know. It came out one morning and it was like that.
It was like
And I'm like, what? Terrible liar.
Unreal.
The last time that we saw Transit was probably
The show? Architect show?
no. Oh yeah, true. Last time we saw Transit was at the Heart Attack show in Philly, but then we had just done Slam Dunk with them right before that, which was cool.
Yeah, I think that was the last time we saw him.
We haven't had a tour. We haven't had extensive hanging out time with Transit in a while. So we're stoked.
We're
Yeah.
stoked.
Stoked on it, John, mate.
Stoked, Tony? Hey, we're Man Overboard. Come check us out on the Heart Attack tour. What's the dates again, fellas?
May 20th to June 21st.
The Alternative Press presents Man Overboard Heart Attack Tour with Transit, Forever Came Calling, and Knuckle Puck. Sure to be a super night of pop punk and fun, stage dives and high fives.
Wow.
And-
Cut.